Welcome back, all our Land Rover friends. So today we'll be working on the rear diff of the Land Rover. We're going to be draining it and pulling it out, and we'll take a look at it to see what the carnage is from it being broken. So let's go. I'm going to show you what I did so far. All I did was put it up on floor jacks, floor stands. Just jacked it up so you get it on there. So it we still have to be able to clear the garage door up here, so I couldn't put it up very high. So what we're going to do is going to do a drain. We'll drain the coolant. Not coolant. I don't even know what the heck I'm talking about. The gear oil. We're going to drain that first. All right, down underneath the truck, we're going to take out the fill plug before we drain it, and that's let's see, 15/16. Huh, that's not very tight. Just kind of snugged that up when I filled it. Let's see if anything's gonna pouring out already. Oh, that don't look too bad. I don't see anything on that so far. So take the drain plug out. Just a little bit there. Okay, what I always used is a chisel. Go into here with a big crescent wrench to loosen this up. I'm sure they make fancy tools for all this kind of stuff. Oh boy, I didn't do a very good job tightening that. Oh man, chunk came out right away. Whew. Oh, I don't know if you could see that at all. Where's that chunk at that just came out? Oh. Oh, there's one. Oh, I can see that at all. Let me move the light over here. Look at that, right out the bat. There's a little, looks like a little pin. I guess that's one of the pins that hold in. I'm not sure. I never took pull one apart yet, so we'll have to see what that is. You guys probably know if you say it down in the comments. Okay, we're gonna let that drain for a while. While that's draining, I'm going to take the drive shaft off. I know one thing is nice about working on a truck you've already rebuilt and taken apart is that all the bolts aren't all rusted on to death, which is very nice. I'm going to continue taking these bolts off of here and the ones on the brake drum, on the handbrake drum. I'll be back. It is nice how clean everything is. This is actually pretty clean here too. It's not dripping any transfer case oil. It is dripping some from the transmission over here, over on the front side of it. But then, how do you know if there's gear oil in it unless it's dripping, right? I haven't been down here for a while. I forgot that I made a bracket here to hold the speedometer cable going through with a little, I made a little piece of metal and then put a bracket on there. Now the drive shaft is out. Okay. Let's see what we got next. So the next thing would be, we'll take all these bolts out, going around the housing here. And you see here already, that somebody's already been in here. See that goopy RTV stuff? Which is the fancy stuff or whatever. So whoever it is that did it before me put some nice sealant on it. So it's probably not the original rear end. Let's see if we can get these off. I'm using a, let's see, 5/8 socket where all the bolts seems to be fitting. Alright, I'm going to continue loosening all these bolts up. I'm going to leave the top ones on for now, just until when I go to pull it off, but I'll be back for that. Okay, so I got some of the bolts out here, got them started, and then I realized, hello, you got to pull the axles out before you can take this out. So that's what we're going to do next, is take the caps off and pull the axles out. And while I'm here, before I take all these bolts out, I'm going to loosen this nut. It's on the end of the drive flange, because that's on there like 85 foot-pounds. It's pretty on there pretty tight. So we'll get my tool out, my special tool I made, and we'll take this off to at least loosen it up before I take this all off, because it'll be a bear to do on the workbench. Okay, so let's go over and take the axles, pull the axles out of the ends. Off the wheels, I mean. Alright, you gotta pull the old axles out on the end. Probably don't have to take the cap off, but I'm gonna take the cap off anyways. Because all this is the nut behind that. Oh yeah, look how nice that looks. Alright. It's always nice when you get to pull out the old Whitworth sockets. And this is a Whitworth 5/16. You guys probably do these kind of things too all the time whenever I'm working on something. And then I realize, oh crap, I forgot to do something. Like to take these out. I started wanting to pull the center diff out before taking this off, you know? Look at all the cobwebs, if you could see them, from sitting for so long. She's got some cobwebs now. I noticed that the frame from driving around in the snow, it got like a little layer of rust on the bottom there. I would like to do the wax oil all over the chassis one of these years. Got all the bolts out. Now I'm going to pop the cap off the drive flange. There we are. Oh! bunch of gear oil. Well, the end doesn't look bad on this side. Alright, so I'm going to go work on getting the other side pulled out next, and I'll be back. Okay, so we got the axles out. Now I'm going to loosen this nut on the end of the flange. And what I have is just a piece of angle iron. It's like 2x2, or maybe less than that. I think it's a 2x2 one. Just drilled 2 holes in it that are the same as the 2 bottom holes. Cut a little V in there to help the socket get in there. So all I do is take that, just take some bolts, feed it through. You don't even have to make them tight. Just need to be snug on there, the bolts, just to keep it from rotating. Another bolt and nut. Alright, so now that flange isn't moving. Got a 1-inch socket to put on there and a breaker bar. It should be able to spin pretty easy, but still isn't so hard whenever you're on a workbench trying to spin this. Alright. There we are. Alright, we got it loose, so that's good to go. We'll have to mess with that later when we go to rebuild that someday. Alright, so we'll take the little tool off. Got that loose. Then I just kind of snugged it back up. I didn't leave it loose. Alright, so that's done. Alright, so next I'm just gonna keep on getting all the rest of these bolts out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got all the nuts off here. Most of the washers. Can't get some of the washers off. So it's glued in there pretty good, so that's why I just took all the bolts off. So we'll give her a push and see if anything falls out. Let me see if let me readjust here. Let's see if we see anything that falls out. It's going to be good YouTube content. It's going to be heavy as heck when I get this thing loose. Oh. Oh my gosh. Holy cow. They got that glued in there pretty good. Holy moly. Holy cow, I can't even get around it. To pry underneath it. You know what? I'm going to have to get... I'm going to get a piece of wood and a floor jack to push up on that to break this glue. They have so much glue and cement going on around. That's probably what's making it so hard to move. Yeah, it's not budging at all. I'll be right back. There you go. Broke it loose down the bottom. So maybe be able to pull it out. Jeez.
One eternity later.
There we go. Finally. I think it's actually coming out. That glue is terrible. Holy cow. Oh, oh. Alright, let's take our spin around. See what's up. Oh, look at that. Holy cow. The whole carrier thing broke. There, let me adjust the camera here a little bit. Whoop. Right here, look at that. The whole piece broke off inside there. The ring and pinion doesn't look bad at all. How about that? That's crazy. Oh, look. It's actually cracked down here, too. Broke all the way down through. Down to there. Actually, right here to there. Can you? I hope you could see that. See that there? Holy cow. That's surprising. I didn't think that was going to be happening here. The whole carriage thing here broke. Wow. Jeez. Wonder how something like that happens. Hey, you guys down in the comments, let's hear what you think causes that. It's almost like it might have rusted through or something was damaged inside there in the metal itself. Oh yeah, look at that's all chewed up. Pretty good. From it skipping. Wow. Okay. Oh, look at that. Let me adjust it down a little bit more. Look at that. Wow. That's amazing. Huh. Yeah, there's nothing seems to be bad over here. I guess there is a little... Oh, maybe that's... There's some side play, but that's probably because of that's broken off there. Huh. Alright. Well, probably next weekend I'll go and pick up a new one of these. Not a new one, but a friend of mine from Guns N' Roses forum, the series guy. His name's Mark Love, and he's in the Fort Pitt Land Rover group too in Pittsburgh. So he said he has one, so I'm gonna pick one up off of him. But wow, we'll have to take this apart in another video and really get a closer look at all this and strip it all down, and I'll do a full rebuild on it just for the heck of it and see if I can find this carriage thing too or whatever. Alrighty, well, this will be the end of this evening, and I'll be back. Hopefully with a good one to put in here. Oh yeah, well I noticed this too whenever I was taking the diff out, or if I was sliding it underneath the truck. There's the piece that broke off, sitting down inside the bottom of the axle. Huh, pretty crazy, huh? Let's see if there's anything else. I don't know, but I'm gonna give this all a good clean down through here. There's some dirt right there, and some crystals there, some metal chunks. Well, the mud could be part of the issue. Might have clunked and got stuck on there or something, but all these little chips and chunks. I have to clean all this out and clean out both sides all around as much as I can to get everything out of it that I can, with some brake clean and everything else, and clean all this surface inside here. Alrighty. I shall return. Got the broken rear diff out of the Land Rover Series, and I think we may have a problem here. Just a little bit of a problem. broken up through here. The whole carriage here is broken all the way down to here. This is all chewed up through here from when they're grinding together. Here's the piece that was laying down in the bottom of the axle. So it must have broke off. This piece came off, laid down on the ground, and just was slipping and cracking and crackling the whole time or whatever. So the ring and pinion still looks good. It still looks like there's no issues there, and the bearings seem very good on both sides. Just this whole carriage broke. So it's off to find another replacement one, or in future we'll rebuild this one. So I picked up a differential, a replacement one off a guy in Pittsburgh, and I cleaned it all up, got all the dirt out of it and everything. It was just shelf dirt kind of just sitting there. So it's working, it spins pretty smooth and everything, so I think we're good. I took off my old one, I took the flange off of it because this was actually brand new, the flange and the mud shield. So I used that from my old diff. I took the old one off and I left it on, put it onto that one. But he did give me a fresh new seal, so I put a new seal in there too. So the diff is pretty much ready to go on. And I have a new seal that I bought a while back, so I'm gonna sticky glue this all on there, and then we'll put her into the truck. Okay, we got the diff down here, and since this is an early axle and the differential I'm putting in is a later one, I had to take the two dowels out of here. There they are right here. I pulled them out. They're like a step dowel. You actually have to pull them outwards out of the axle this way. Thanks to the guy in Pittsburgh, again, the Series guy. Very helpful. And he told me about just pulling these out or whatever for later differentials. So I'm gonna try to lift this sucker up in there. Oh, joy. There we are. Get one of the bolt and nuts started. There you go, that's in there. Started. Now I gotta go find a wrench and start tightening them up. Be right back. Alright, so all the bolts are in, holding the diff in. Still smooth, like it wasn't before. But anyways, so the diff's in, so now I'm going to do the axles on the end. I'm going to give these one last snug turn just to keep them snug because the drill was not that tight or whatever. So, all right, that's what I'm gonna do next. What I like to do is I can put the drive shaft up. I get one bolt started on this end, line it up with the right splines. Then over on the brake drum, on the handbrake drum, I like to put a couple bolts in there. Then we're in there and it doesn't fall on my head. So I'm going to work on getting the bolts put in for the drive shaft. So we got the rear diff in. It seems to be working. And we're just going for a ride. Is in, and I already took we took a first spin and it's been sitting for a day or so and we have no drips and the axles aren't dripping, so that's a bonus.